Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode. My name is Sam Sobi, and a little bit different setting today. Today we're in a shop, we're not outside, and behind me is the ice shanty. Up until this point, I haven't shown the outside of the ice shanty even once, and kind of for good reason, because it's a giant banana. If I show this in my area, I feel like everybody and their brother could drive by any lake and see the banana out in the middle of nowhere. So I might get it painted here soon, but for now, we're in the shop, and we're hanging out with True Industries electricians, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna help me install the solar panels I got, I don't know, maybe a month ago. After kind of laying all this out and looking at this, I was like, there's no way. I can't do this myself. My brother-in-law is an amazing electrician, so him and his team, we're just gonna kind of put our heads together, think outside the box, or think inside the box per se, and yeah, hopefully rig up some solar panels to a giant Dakota lithium battery and run power that way. So I've showed you this kind of in the other videos. Here's our solar panel we're working with, and I'll walk over here up this ladder to the top of the ice shanty, and we're just kind of staging a few things out on kind of where to put the solar panels and kind of where they're going to run wires and kind of go into the ice shanty that way. So the owner of this company, Jason, he was so gracious enough. He's like, bring the shanty over, let's put it in the shop. It'll be a nice warm place to kind of stage things out and take a look at what we need to do. And from there, yeah, Joe and Kyle, they've been killing it. So if you've seen a lot of videos in here, you kind of know this is the basic setup. We've got 2 benches in the back, a bunk here. We've got kind of the counter up front. There's a closet. There's some space in there. That was kind of our initial thought, is maybe put it in here. And then now kind of we look at it. We're not going to mess with kind of the main battery or the charger. We're just going to kind of separately put it in over here, because this is just open space. So that battery should fit perfect in there. We'll just run everything out and up. So currently inside the banana, there's a 12-volt battery in the back, and that runs kind of part of the electronics in there. That'll run some of my small lights down beneath the holes, some small lights up top, but to run my big lights and to run the TV or a Keurig or anything else I want to plug into 120, that goes to right here. And this is what I plug my generator into. It's where I can plug it into the wall if I want to charge that battery in the backup. That's been kind of my 120 power source up into this point. The cool thing is, with that giant battery and the solar power, I'll be able to kind of connect that to this, and then I'll have 120 volts throughout the whole house whenever I want to flip that switch on. So yeah, kind of like the fellas said, we're just going to kind of see where we should mount the solar panels, and I think we kind of want to do a permanent mount up there. I don't want to be taking these on and off. I just kind of, I want them to stay up there, be up there, always be charging that battery, and yeah, we'll go from there. So let's get it out. All right, Joel, so you think what's step one?
Well, step one, we're gonna get the panels mounted. That's what I want to do anyways. Get these panels mounted. Got to get some pipe coming down the side of the house here, and got to get them into the house where we're gonna have all of our equipment mounted, and kind of go from there.
And what's the plan so the panels don't fly off when I'm going down the road?
Well, so what Dakota gave us was they have kind of like a suction cup, and then they have a stud with you can put a nut on it and secure it down. We just figured that's more of an application maybe for a spot where you're not gonna be driving 60 miles down the road. So we're gonna do a silicone, and we're gonna actually do some sheet metal screws going right through the top of this, going into some stuff.
Let's hop up here real quick. Hop on that other ladder. I just want to see.
Ideally, you're going to want these panels facing south. So usually when you have a fish house, you like to park your house facing south with the door side there, so that it's just your locks don't freeze up and stuff like that. So we're thinking we're going to keep these on the door side, more or less shaded to the door side, and you can just kind of see it's a sheet metal roof here, and we're just going to do screws and silicone going right into the trusses. Come right down in the corner here, and we'll have some PVC conduit coming up right here, and then we're just going to, these wires, we have MC4 connectors on the end of them, and then you click right into it, and you have your PV wires going right down to your system.
You get all that, Kyle?
I got it. We're what overlaps. I guess.
What is this?
It's a hot box. So that's gonna heat up the PVC, and that way we're gonna be able to mold it the way we gotta.
So you stick the PVC in there and it just gets out.
Yep, gets it warm, and then we can. So right now it's stiff as a board, but when you put it in there, it's like a little noodle when it comes out. You can bend 90s around, in this case, of the roof.
That's the right tool for the job. So besides the solar panels, this is kind of what we're working with here. We have the 12 volt, 200 amp hour Dakota Lithium giant beast of a battery. We got the Dakota Lithium pure sin wave inverter. We've got some wires, we've got the charger, we've got a Dakota Lithium dashboard, and then yeah, we're just gonna probably plant that in here, run it out that way, and then up. And our solar panels will be placed kind of right here. Right now we're just trying to figure out where the studs are on here, because that's probably where they want to place those solar panels. At least get in the studs a little bit, and then probably silicone around the edge of that solar panel, just so no water gets in there, and then it also stay down when I'm going 70 on the highway. Yeah, so right now Joe and Kyle are on the ladders, and they're just taking instruction from me. I'm telling them exactly what to do. That's how it's been going, basically. Yeah.
I'm the apprentice today. Sam's the journeyman.
Screw it all down and then silicone the outside.
Yeah, I think we're gonna screw it down, lift it up a little bit, get some silicone, and then finish it off.
I don't know, what do you think about that idea, Kyle, though, with, or is that silliness? I wish we were hit something, especially for these ones. Why don't we should we get a longer one? For these ones at least? Try to hit the...
For the middles?
For the middles. I think we can use these ones on the outside, but the longer one, I think for sure because we're going dead center on this one, so we should probably have something that's going to actually get to where... Grab a screwdriver, grab your small screwdriver, we'll see how far down that stud is. The problem is using it on top, and you're not going to get, well, I mean, let's just silicone it, like they're saying, but... So we're just going to do a dab of silicone here where our screws are going into the sheet metal, and then we're going to put a bead of silicone around the whole solar panel beneath it. And then once we secure these screws, which are into our trusses, it's just going to kind of bleed that silicone out from the edges and make this real watertight down below it, so we don't have any water issues. And the only place the water going would be this, screw hole, but we got these rubber gasketed washers going on it, and silicone should be foolproof. So,
do you think more and more like campers and I guess like recreational vehicles will kind of change to solar coming out?
Well, it's definitely going that way.
Yeah. Is it just because it's like affordable now opposed to probably what it used to be?
Yeah, I would say it is getting cheaper, and it's getting easier to do and more efficient.
It's pretty cool. Joe was just saying on his fish house he has like some larger solar panels, and his boss had probably previously got those from a job, but solar has come so far, and just the way they make these now, it's like these are so thin, tiny, and they're extremely flexible. Like the roof is obviously pitched, and we're just lightly screwing it down and silicone it down, and it's not going to go anywhere. Solar panels have been flush mounted to the roof. I think our next step is we're just going to bend some PVC and just kind of run it right down the side, and then we're going to enter the fish house over here. Since we're kind of putting that battery in this other back container underneath that other bench seat, I think that's going to be our easiest access point to kind of, I guess, blow through the fish house. So yeah, once we kind of cut through it there, it should go together.
So Kyle went inside, drilled the pilot hole. This is right where all of our equipment's going to be sitting, right behind this panel here. So we're just going to enlarge this hole. We're going to grab an LB. It's going to go just like this, PVC, so it's not going to corrode or anything like that. We'll then go up right here. We'll secure to the wood right here. Bring it all the way up, 90 over the roof. Pull our wires down, and that way we can secure everything up.
I feel like that's the scariest part for average people, is just drilling holes in your fish house or your boat or anything, because it's just like once you drill you can't go back.
Yeah.
That's gonna be slick though. Just run right out here all the way to the top over the solar panels. So I'm not good at electrical work, but I do know how to order the boys some pizzas. That's the least I can do for how much work they're doing to this house. I can't thank them enough. But pizza and wings, it doesn't hurt. Pizza and wings were needed. Now to bend the top end of that PVC pipe, you know, kind of flush, go around that back corner there.
Over there, let's do it. Maybe. A little more. Pretty close. I don't want to burn it either. Check it.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Let's do it. So the reason we're doing PVC is in Minnesota, there's a lot of salt and grime on the roads, and if you put a piece of metal conduit up here, it's just going to rust right away. So Sketch 80 PVC, it's a thicker wall conduit, and PVC is a little bit more difficult to work with sometimes, but we got the hot box, which makes life a lot easier. But you know, PVC is the way to go, especially for Minnesota winters. And just, you know, we make sure we seal everything up with silicone around our penetrations into the fish house, making sure everything's waterproof.
So if somebody wanted to do this themselves, obviously and they didn't have a hot box, you would just say the majority of the wires, get it the best you can in full of PVC, at least to cover it, and then obviously just silicone everything.
Yeah, you don't have to go to the extent that we're going through. I mean, it's always, you want your wires to be covered, but these are the wires that are for solar are meant to be exposed, and you know, we like doing the PVC just because there's no hooking on it, there's no grabbing it. I mean, the wires can honestly go in through the roof if you want to go that way, but you know, PVC seems to be the way to go for us. And you can just, honestly, you can just sleeve it and you could drill a hole right there, and you don't have to go use an LB by any means. So,
but this is way better.
Yeah,
this is
just, it's the way to go. Okay.
Cut.
So there's a positive and a negative coming off your solar panels. We're gonna put these panels in series. So that means I'm gonna take my positive off of one of my panels and click it into the negative of the other. That leaves me with 2 leads to go down to my charge controller. So we got our wires coming from solar right here. We have our wires going to battery right here. This is the charge controller. This is what takes the voltage coming from the solar panels, and it creates a charging voltage for our battery here that we have installed. So right now, if we were going to take the voltage that come off the panel that fluctuates so significantly, and I think it's like 36 volts that we got coming off of those panels, well, this is going to take it right down to the charging voltage that's necessary for the Dakota battery. So that's why I need this. This is very important for this process.
It shows your voltage, it shows temperature control too. Yep. It gives you kind of everything.
And there's safety precautions, there's temperature control on here, so if ever the battery were to get too hot and something were to happen, it would stop putting voltage to that battery. So now we just got to get everything kind of hooked up and get it installed and see if we got power. I was trying to read up on it. Why don't you get everything set up at least for now? Get the. Well, we did it.
We did it.
So got everything kind of put into place where we want it. We have a few more things we got to do. One of them is we got to get a temp sensor installed, which is connected into the charge controller here, which is just a safety precaution for the battery. So if it ever exceeds a certain temperature, it'll stop putting voltage from the solar panels to the battery. We still have to put, and this is kind of a unique situation, so we're going to put a female, just a standard outlet, pretty much right on the side of on the exterior of the house here. So when Sam wants to go use his solar, all he's got to do is put a 25-foot extension cord, plug it in right here, plug it in where you'd normally plug your generator in, and you're running off solar.
But the solar's up and it's running. It's charging the battery. As soon as we're outside, it's rolling.
It's rolling right now. Yeah, 100%. So everything's an operable state right now, so that Sam can even plug in directly to the inverter right now.
Yeah, it's ready to go. I can run an extension cord from here and run it out in the house right now until we get that.
We're gonna make this a little bit more tidy is all there is to it. So a few more things to do, but shoot.
Dude, Joe, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
No problem,
the solar panels have been installed on top, and once again, huge shout out to True Industries. I could have never done this. Kyle, Joe, they're professionals. They're good dudes and they're outdoorsmen. So if you need anything electrical done, like I said before, I'll link True Industries down below. Please call them up. If you're anything like me and you know that you couldn't take on a project like this, call the pros. Alrighty, it's been about a week since the solar panels have been installed on the banana camper. Kyle actually came over yesterday and he finished it off. He put that female end over here. I'll kind of show you really quick. I've been driving it around and playing with it a little, and I've been very impressed. These haven't ripped up at all. No winds got underneath there. That silicone really does a number, and obviously these guys strapped it down pretty dang good with those sheet metal screws. But yeah, everything's intact, and I'll kind of show you, I guess, why we did it the way we did it really quick and kind of show you exactly how it works. So solar panels are up here. This is always trickle charging that giant Dakota Lithium battery. Come down here and say I'm camping or I'm out ice fishing and I kind of want to run strictly on solar and I don't want to plug in a generator. This is kind of how my solar generator works. On this female end right here, I pop it open. I plug it in. And I'll show you really quick here. So the 120 power, that's connected to my main light switches. Nothing comes on. My TV, all these other light switches. This is the 120. As soon as I hook that end into where my generator would normally go, or any external power, she's rocking and rolling. So I basically always have 120 power on me and a solar generator. Boom. That is freaking awesome. I can use the TV now. I can plug anything else into here. I can work on my laptop, so it doesn't matter if I'm ice fishing or just doing some camping and traveling around in the banana. I'm good to go without bringing a dang generator. So yeah, I don't know how well we kind of looked inside of here when the fellows were working on it, but I've got my Dakota Lithium dashboard right here. That's connected to solar power, connected to the inverter, connected to this beast of a battery right here. And yeah, I'm excited to see kind of how long I can run off of that. And I'm excited to play with it a little bit more and see kind of how much power those solar panels are really bringing in. So obviously the solar is going to work great if I do some camping here in the summer or spring. But as far as ice fishing goes, if I'm ever ice fishing like shallow water walleyes or just shallow water in general, it's going to be so nice to have full power and not run a generator. Generators are loud. So if I'm fishing in 6 feet of water and the generator's ripping all night long, I don't want those vibrations. I don't want the noise. I can be quiet and effectively fish in shallow water with the solar. So yeah, ice fishing, camping, off-grid living, what have you. If you have any solar questions or you want anybody to work on your units, please call the guys at True Industries. I can't thank Jason, Joe, and Kyle enough. They did an amazing job. And yeah, I'll link everything down below. I'll link True Industries. I'll link the Dakota Lithium, this full package that I put on here. Yeah, I'm excited for spring. I'm excited for summer. And this is just the start here. So thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I guess there's nothing left to be said, then stay tuned. And as always, let the adventure begin.
Move ahead, oh my pretty babe. Something ain't right. Got to find a way to move ahead. Oh my pretty babe.